So this adventure is Candlekeep Mysteries, Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions. Everyone be sure and check your email and or your Discord messages. You might have some specific information that only your character knows, and you can share that in character when you want. But you were all drawn here because you're doing research for some reason, one reason or another. And you were all drawn to this book, Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions, which is a 7-inch wide, 9-inch tall, brown leather cover worn from time and use. And it's got all sorts of interesting subject matter in it, which drew you here. And let's do some character intros so you can see who's here with you. We'll start with Archon. Go ahead, Archon.
Hi. My character is a druid of the Circle of the Stars, and he is a sage, a researcher, and he's crazy about books, mysteries, and finding things that maybe he should not know.
All right. And he's a first level druid. Then we got Brock. Go ahead, Brock.
Okay, so Brock is a gnome wizard. He is as short as he is impatient. He looks a lot like his token. He's, got the nice beard going on. Pardon me. He has a little weasel with him that likes to hide underneath his robes and poke his head out, and his name is Poppins.
All right. Next we got Kelvin.
Yes, I'm Mo, but my character's name is Kelvin. He is a tiefling. Kelvin Saab is his name. He grew up on the streets mostly, but he had gotten unfortunately enslaved by a prince of some sorts, and he got his freedom by engaging in a pact with, of all things, a genie. And as far as his interest in the book, curiosity basically has set him off, and basically that's why he's here.
Okay, and then Osron may join us later. So that is next Thybek. Go ahead, Thybek.
So Thybek is a dwarf paladin born in the underground mountains of the Mountain Hammer clan that is very hidden. Born underneath his father, he was taught a bunch, and one of them was being the goddess Sindri, which is the goddess of earth. And then ever since then, he's been kind of traveling, trying to spread Sindri's knowledge around.
All right, cool. So here is a little map that we got of the area of the library that you guys are all in. I'm going to drag you down there to the map area. The book that you're all interested in is in the bookshelf right here. So you're kind of gathered around this location, and you can change exactly where you're standing. Brock, do you want to have your weasel like on your guy all the time, unless otherwise moved?
Yeah, no, just on me is good, like on my
On you?
shoulder.
Okay, I'll just leave him kind of off the map right over here. So if you need him, he's up there. All right. So, as you were each taking turns reading various sections of the book, all of a sudden, it flares with light and leaps out of your hands, and it morphs into a 3-foot ball of luminous ectoplasm floating before you. In your mind, you feel more than hear the words, "Feed me, need life," as it lunges toward you. So, to roll initiative, you're going to click on your token, and you want to make sure that you go to the gear icon above the dialogue on the right-hand side of Roll20. It says My Settings. And you want to uncheck the button that says Alphabetically Sort Token Actions. So once you have that unchecked, when you click on your token, you have to click back off your token and back on. The very first button is Initiative. So everyone go ahead and click your token and click that Initiative button. And it should populate it into the turn order tracker for us. The tiebreaker there is like your initiative modifier divided by 100. Missing just one right now. It looks like Archon. So click your token Archon, and then click that IN +3 button. There you go. All right. This ball of ectoplasm, about 3 feet in diameter, lunges out to attack you guys, and its initiative is 20. So before it can make an attack. Archon, you get the jump on it. What do you want to do, Archon?
What do you mean by it feed you?
You hear it say need life as it lunges into attack. Do you want to do anything else?
Okay, I'll hit it with my stick.
Okay, so click your token, and then if you're using your staff two-handed, click the button that says staff-2H. There you go. So you hit armor class 6, and that unfortunately misses the thing. It seems to be pretty quick, darting to and fro, dodging the attack of the staff. Anything else, Archon?
That will be all.
Okay, after Archon, this thing attacks. It lashes out toward, let's just pick one of you guys at random here, with Brock being number 1. Number 2, Thiebeck. Lashes out towards Thiebeck with its energy drain. Oh my gosh, getting a crit on the first attack, doing 14 points of necrotic damage, dropping Thiebeck to the ground, unconscious. You can see some spittle out of the corner of his mouth as his legs flop a little bit. A 10 con save, Thiebeck, to not gain a level of exhaustion. So click your token, and then click the button that says C15 to make a con saving throw. So, Thiebeck, looks like you got a 9 on your save, so you do gain 1 level of exhaustion, in addition to being unconscious. So, your hit points, you click your token, and there's a green circle with a 12 in it. You just click there and you type 0 and hit enter. And then you click your token, and you click the circle below your token, and you're looking to put the red X on your token, which indicates that you're dying, not dead. And you should also put the prone indicator, and those indicators are alphabetically in order for trying to pick them out. Okay, so bad start there for you guys. Brock, you are next to go.
How big is this thing? Is it just look?
Let me back up just 1 second. So each one of you guys starts this adventure with inspiration. That little leaf icon on your token is your inspiration. You can announce that you want to use it before a roll to get advantage, but you can't use it after. It's not a reroll, so make sure you do it before. Then you each also start with a potion of healing, which is that little potion vial on each of your tokens. And you can use an action to pour a potion of healing down someone else's throat. Okay, Brock, back to you. So what happened was, this was a book you guys were reading. It leapt out of your hand, morphed into a ball of ectoplasm, and lashed out, and like drained the life out of Thiebeck. And he now lies dying at your feet.
Is it bigger than me?
It's about 3 feet in diameter, so a little bit bigger than you, yeah.
Oh man, okay, well, I will heal Thiebeck with the potion.
Okay. So, Thiebeck, go ahead and click your token and click the P-heal button. That'll give you a potion of healing. And then take off the potion icon off your token. Ooh, nice healing. 10 points back. What else, Brock?
I'm gonna back up because this thing is bigger than me.
Yeah, and dangerous. You are afraid if you move away from it, it'll get an attack of opportunity on you. Do you still want to do it?
Yep.
You do? Okay, so it lashes out at you as you move away. But an 8 does not connect. All right, after Brock is Kelvin.
Okay, these shelves right here, are they midway or are they?
They're about 8 feet high, so they block line of sight.
Okay, I take the disengage action.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to stay right there.
Okay.
And he's already given him a potion, correct? He's already gotten him back up.
Yeah. So Thiebeck, you can click your token, click that red X off your token, and then also change your hit points back up to 10. There you go. He's still prone.
I've used my action, and I'm going to stay right there for now.
Okay. After Kelvin, Thiebeck, your turn.
All right. So Thiebeck has, presumably his shield still with him on him. So I'm going to go ahead and equip my shield, and then I'm going to go ahead and go back a few spaces. 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to hide behind this shelf and just kind of look at it, wondering what it's going to do next.
Okay. You can also stand up as part of that movement.
I should probably do that.
Okay, after Thiebeck, that round is over. Back to Archon. Your turn, Archon.
He said he wanted lives or life.
Life. Feed me, he said.
I pour my potion.
And he's still coming after you, so he's probably going to do the same thing to you he just did to Thiebeck if you don't stop him.
Okay. So throwing my potion at him is a bad idea.
Up to you.
Just out of curiosity, I feed him half my potion.
Okay, take your potion off. Doesn't seem to have any effect on him. Anything else you want to do, Archon? That was your action.
Okay. He already reacted, so I'll just move back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it.
All right. After you is its turn. We'll randomly again start with Brock. Oh my, it's got eyes set on Thiebeck. So it moves to there, and then to there, attacks Thiebeck. You see it. You see the glow of it first, Thiebeck, and then you see it coming around the corner of the bookshelf and lunging towards you. Hitting you, doing 6 points of necrotic damage to you. And so you click your token, click the 10, yeah, -6, got it. And then do a con save, click your token, click the C15 button for the con save. Dang, so that's 2 levels of exhaustion now. So we use this brown circle with a 2 in it. That gives you how many levels of exhaustion you have. And condition of exhaustion at 2, your speed is now halved. Next level of exhaustion you get, you'll have disadvantage on attacks and saves. But so far, it's just speed at half. It's done. Brock, your turn.
Oh man, this thing's out for blood. I'm going to back away again. Actually, can I be in the same square as the bookshelves to the north of me?
The one north of you, yes. Are you going to disengage or provoke?
I'll provoke.
Provoke. Okay, it lashes out at you. 16 to hit.
That probably does hit. 1 sec.
It does, unless you did a shield spell, which would get your armor class up to 17 and make it miss.
No, I'll take the hit.
It's 8 necrotic, so it'll drop you unconscious if you take the hit.
Oh man. All right, I'll shield, I guess.
Okay, you throw a shield spell up with your reaction, blocking the attack, and then you move back, and you still have your action.
I will cast Firebolt at it.
Nice, okay. Actually, before we go any further, and you might change your mind after you know this, you know that in Candlekeep, no fire spells work. They don't want anything to catch the library on fire.
Okay, then I will cast Mage Hand.
Mage Hand, okay. This is life and death. If you guys have any high-level spells, now would be the time to cast them. Mage Hand. What are you going to do with your Mage Hand?
I don't think I have any more actions, do I?
No, but let's see here. Where are you going to put it? And
I was going to put it right beside the thing.
okay. After Brock throws a Mage Hand up in its face, Kelvin, your turn.
Okay. Kelvin will move over to here, and he will cast Hex on himself.
All right.
On the creature, I should say. And let's make it strength.
Got it.
Strength for. And I'm going to go ahead and cast Eldritch Blast.
Archon, I'm dropping the potion icon off your token since you poured it onto the thing. Eldritch Blast connects Kelvin for 9 force and 1 necrotic to the thing. You can see it dim significantly with that blast.
Hex take as well?
Yep. 1 point of necrotic.
Oh, okay. And I will go ahead and move myself over here for now.
All right. After Kelvin, who drew first blood, comes Thiebeck.
All right, Thiebeck has seen this monster that just kept going towards him. He decides to take out his warhammer and swing at it.
A 12. You just connect with the 12, doing 6 points of bludgeoning. The thing is shaken, loses some altitude, but then kind of regroups and comes at you again. Anything else, Nybeck?
I'm gonna go ahead and just stay where I am. Just hope that somebody else can get it.
Archon, your turn. Archon dashes forward, swings the staff wildly, and knocks it out of the air. When your staff swings through it, this ectoplasm flies in every direction, and then disperses such that there's no sign of it left, and it's gone completely. All right, so we're out of combat now. You guys catch your breath. If you want to do any healing, Thybek's pretty badly wounded. The commotion draws the attention of some of the avowed, some of the keepers here of Candlekeep. So one of them shows up while you're healing. If you want to do any healing.
Brock will give Thybek his potion.
Okay, Brock, go ahead and take your potion off. Thybek, you can roll the potion of healing again. The P-heal button. So 5 hit points back, up to 9 out of 12. All right. So the young avowed that shows up, a young librarian, probably a 17-year-old, pimple-faced young man. He says, "What's all this commotion? What happened?"
Did you know
Brock.
your books come to life here?
Oh no, another one.
Brock
Come
just
with me.
Brock
Another
walks
one.
right up to him. What kind of library are you running here?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Come, follow me. My master will want to know about what happened. He leads you guys back to an area where there's some other avowed, and his overseer is there. This older gentleman looks at you, and the little young man goes running up to him and very quickly tells him what he heard from you guys. The man says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. That is the third book now to transform into an ectoplasma monster. There were 2 others. One was called The Dark Hunger, which was about a powerful entity that's served by starfaring warlocks. Another one was called The Fallen Tethymar, about a dwarf king. I don't know what the 3 books have in common or what kind of foul sorceries have been placed on them. But I know that they are all used to gain entrance into Candlekeep in the past 2 months. Hey, hold on just a second." He digs some books out, and it looks like to be a record of some sort, like a ledger. And he says, "The person who brought the book that attacked you is still here. Yularian High School is their name. And the other book, The Dark Hunger, was brought by a knight from Cormyr named Valor. They're both still here in Candlekeep if you want to go find out what they got those books from. I would be indebted if you could find out how to put an end to whatever this is." And
Yes, I would like to question them as well.
okay, well, you can probably find the Yularian in the House of the Binder. They hang out there with their fellow followers of Agma. So, you guys gather your stuff and head off to the House of the Binder, where you find Yularian, a 26-year-old. Oh, and let me see here. Got some other info for you. So you talk to the avowed. That's all the stuff he just told you for your reference if you need to look it up in the future. And
Oh, cool.
Yularian. Yularian is a 26-year-old human alkalite with an approachable demeanor and a relaxed posture.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to Yularian first.
Okay. So he's there talking to some other Augmites in the House of the Binder. And he's got a couple books nearby that looks like he'd been reading, but he's in the middle of talking to some friends right now. What do you guys want to do?
Brock immediately walks up and interrupts him.
He looks at little Brock and says, "How can I help you?"
What are you trying to destroy this place? You're bringing in all these kind of crazy magics?
Brock, please, let's. I'm sorry. My name is Kelvin. How do you do?
I'm fine. My name is Larry, and what's he talking about?
It seems that one of your books that you have brought into the library, it seems to have been attacking people, and we've had to confront it.
Oh my God.
Do you
What?
happen to know where you got it from?
Yeah. I came here from Waterdeep. I passed through Baldur's Gate about a 10-day ago, and I picked up Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions from the Wide in Baldur's Gate. Um, it's like a big like marketplace. Um, I can't remember the name
I'm,
of the stall exactly. Had like the name Dune in it, but it was a longer word than that. But the word Dune was in it. The place was hectic and noisy, so I didn't stay long at all. I got here
is,
about 5 days ago, and I was going to stay about five more. But now that that happened with that book, oh man, I don't know.
is that where you got the book?
Yeah, I got it at the Wide in Baldur's Gate.
Do you happen to know the name of the person who got it from?
No, I didn't catch their
Why you
name. Their stall had the name Dune in it.
why you got the book in the first place?
Well, you're required to, and you guys know this, having arrived here yourselves recently, you're required to gift the library a book in order to enter the library. And like the more research you want to do, the higher value the book has to be, etc. So, and it has to be a book that the library's never had. So it gets really hard to find a book to bring to Candlekeep. And so, Galarian's telling you all this, and he was like very happy that he found one that he was pretty sure they'd never have here. But maybe it was too good to be true, he says.
Yeah, makes sense.
I
Was it
see.
very expensive?
About 250 gold pieces.
Oh,
So,
And
yeah.
what were you hoping to study here? Like that's
Well,
a pricey book.
I've read pretty much every book there is in our temple in Waterdeep, and so I was hoping to make the best out of a 10-day long visit here by reading rare books and meeting like-minded people. You see, the books that he has on his table are called The Pillars of Pedagogy. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'll look it up while you guys are talking.
hey,
I think it's
is there any way I can do an insight check on him?
Yeah, everyone go to make an insight check. This may or may not apply to him, but I'll use it next time there's a chance that there's someone lying.
I'm assuming it's the C.
Click your
Charisma.
token and click the Insights W, so the W button.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's an 11. We got a 9, a 10. One more check. Looks like we're missing Kelvin. No, Kelvin, Brock. Back. Archon. Go to make a insight check. So click your token, Archon, and click the
Yes.
W16 button.
W16.
Archon's very wise, so good chance. Nope. So it looks like your best insight in the party is an 11 right now. No sign that he's lying to you or that he's holding the information back even. Seems to be very straightforward and forthright.
Yeah, maybe we'll get more information from this knight.
The knight is named Valor, and they are re-shingling the roof of the hearth. Seems that they're trying to work off their debt for having brought a book that turned into a monster. And now
His art. Okay. I see.
his book also turned into a monster, yeah.
Well, I turned to the one we were talking to, and I say, "You'd probably want to talk to the head librarian here. I'm sure he probably wants to have some words with you."
Yeah, he looks downtrodden and heads that way.
Okay, let's head to the knight.
So Valor, you head outside and you look up and you see this woman with a permanent scowl on her face, broad shoulders, a tiefling, rather intimidating looking. Looks like she was a warrior, but now she's reshingling the roof of the hearth. So you have to yell up to her to get her attention.
Hello, knight.
She says, she yells down, What do you need?
We wish to talk to you about something that happened earlier.
Okay. Let's see here. Make a charisma persuasion check. So click your token, click the CH button. She says, I'm working now. Come back later.
Tyvek chimes in with a deep roar. I think you should come down here. I'll go ahead and also make a
You
persuasion.
can make... Actually, Kelvin, you made a con check, it looks like. So click your token again, Kelvin, and click the CH17 button. You're probably a lot better at charisma than constitution.
Oh my goodness. I did. Sorry about that.
No problem. And then we'll see if intimidation is necessary after you make that second check. So that's a 14 on you. Actually, you don't have persuasion, so it's 12. And then with Thybek's insistence, finally, with kind of a air of disgust, Valor descends from the roof down the ladder, turns around and says, What do you want then?
We wish to talk about a book that came to life. The reason why you're up there.
Yeah, the Bane. What about it?
The Bane. Where did you get it?
A market stall in the Wide. It's a marketplace in Baldur's Gate.
This is starting to come together. We just had one that came to life a little while ago from the same place.
Really?
Do you remember the name?
That makes sense. It wasn't a most reputable corner of the marketplace. No, I don't remember the name. They had wall-to-wall books, though. The only stall that had books of that copious of amount. Should be too hard to find, hopefully, if they're still in business.
Does the word Dune refresh your memory?
Dune. No, can't say it does. I didn't look at who they were or what their names were, I'm afraid. I just grabbed the first book I could find that was worth something. She doesn't seem to be a very studious sort. More looks like a biker gang type of person.
Why were you trying to investigate in the library in the first place? Why do you want access to it?
She kind of glares at you with that question. She says, Let's just say I was trying to find someone. She has a look of someone who might be like a bounty hunter, even.
I see.
And again, none of your insights give you any kind of
I was just going to ask, can I insight check this one?
Yep, I already did. I already did it for you.
Oh, you did it for okay.
Yeah. No tells on her either. So you have two people that both purchased their books at this marketplace in Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate's about, a 5-day journey away, but it's really your only lead. And talking to the master of the Vowed that first met with you again, he says, if you can find out what's going on, who sold these books, and maybe get restitution in the form of some replacement books from them, I think we could muster up a reward for you, and maybe even a special helm that will allow you to read any language as a reward.
Brock perks up immediately.
What'd you say?
I was just going to turn to the others and see if they were interested.
Brock is like extremely excited about this.
Sure.
Guess we got nowhere else to go.
Okay, well, you guys can consider yourselves having a long rest. The trip from Candlekeep is here, and Baldur's Gate is here, about 100 miles away or so, about 5-day journey or so.
Let me ask you, will they provide griffins if we ask?
No, they will not.
Just check.
All right. So, before you set out, you want to buy or sell anything, you can. They can, pretty much anything in the player's handbook you can find here. The journey
Can't think of anything.
From Candlekeep, it takes about 5 days of travel along the coastway to reach Baldur's Gate. There's bandits and thugs lurking along the road, waiting to ambush anyone carrying rare books or other valuables. So, with that in mind, I need to know what your watch order is going to be. on any given night. So I'm going to plop you guys down on another map here. And let me get you set up for a watch at night. There you go. There's a campfire. Some sleeping bags for you. This is the
Rocking
road heading
Papa.
north. And I'm going to put your weasel right over here if you're looking for him. This is the road heading north, Brock and gang. The main road's right here.
I volunteer for first watch.
Brock will take last watch.
So I'm just going to put you order. So there's
You
Kelvin
can
first.
take the third.
It's at least Thiebeck for second watch.
Liebeck's second. Archon, did you say third too?
Archon is third.
Archon's third, Brock's third. Liebeck's middle, Kelvin's first. Okay. Very good. Everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and set you guys up like you want to be sleeping with Liebeck on watch.
Oh, I thought I was first. I'm sorry.
It's not first watch when it happens. It's middle watch when something happens.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, all right. I'm going to sleep.
All right. So Kelvin's sleeping, Archon sleeping, Brock sleeping, Weasel sleeping. Liebeck, you're watching. Go ahead, Liebeck, and make a wisdom perception check. So click. Oh, and you can increase your hit points back up to 12 and remove your exhaustion. That's all taken care of in the long rest you had. All right, Liebeck, that's an 11 on your wisdom check. Let's see what happens here in the night. Okay, Liebeck. You hear some rustling of something big moving through the trees to the east on the other side of that fence line. It gives you enough time to wake everyone up. So everyone, Kelvin and Archon and Brock, you're all awoken and you can grab your weapons and gear and stand up. So no one's sleeping when, Liebeck, something comes rushing towards you through the darkness from the tree line. Actually, there's a few of you. So 2 giant rats come charging your guys' way. Everyone go ahead and roll initiative. So click your token, click that IN button again.
You want to click the previous? Clear out the previous turn order?
It'll right over the top of it when you do your initiative roll.
Oh, okay.
All right. So thanks to Liebeck's warning, Archon, you see them coming before they get to anyone, and you go first, Archon. What do you want to do?
Okay, in the name of the stars, I create a bonfire on top of this
All
creature.
right. This thing tries to dodge out of the way of the fire. It does with a 19 dex save. Anything else, Archon?
That's my action.
Okay. Then next to go is the rat.
The bonfire, I don't know if you need to put a token or something because
Sure
it stays
can,
there.
yeah. So if you click the journal button, you'll be able to do this in the future. I'll do that this first time, but if you click the journal button, which looks like a newspaper, you'll see a folder that says spells. If you click the plus by that, there's a spell, 5-foot diameter fire. You like click and drag the name over. Yeah, you got it there. And it puts it on the map. And then I can move it to the back of the tokens.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, cool. Bonfire there. You're done. Round's over. Rat's turn. Okay, that rat that was rushing forward. It's going to attack randomly. Looks like it's going to be Brock. The thing comes up at you, Brock. The thing's like eye level to you. It's so big. And it bites you. Getting a 9, missing you. And then Kelvin, your turn.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cast Hex. on this one. I'm gonna attack its strength again.
Okay.
And I'll just blast. Ouch.
Ooh, one on the die misses. Next to go is anything else besides that?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out just a little bit back here.
Okay. And Kelvin, for concentration spells, if you click your token and click the circle below it, and everyone else pay attention to this too, you'll want to do the same thing if you concentrate. Which I think Archon, you might be concentrating on that bonfire. Yeah, it is. Click the circle, and then there's like a lightning bolt, and use that to indicate you're concentrating on a spell. So remember to make concentration checks if you take damage.
Like that one?
Yep.
Okay,
You guys
cool.
can. I put one already on you, so you guys can remove the extra one. Okay, now, unfortunately, there was another creature none of you guys spotted in the tree line that snuck up to the edge of the trees, leveled his crossbow on the fence, and fired it without you guys seeing him. When you hear the twang of the bow and you turn and look, you see a monstrous combination of a man and a rat right over here. He fires his bow at Archon. But, well, actually, with advantage, it's a 21 to hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 in short range. So, Archon, the bolt strikes you unawares. You take 7 points of piercing damage. So, click your token, click the green circle with a 10, type -7, and hit enter. And then make a concentration check, which is a DC 10 Constitution save. So, click your token, and then click your C14 button. Okay, so the bonfire plops out of existence. You can take the lightning bolt off your guy, and that were-rat, that man-rat creature, after he fires, he kind of cowers back into the tree line. And then the next rat goes. It charges 1, 2, 3. It looks like it kind of makes its way circuitously around the fire, and then bites at Thiebeck. Thiebeck, does a 13 hit you? 3 points of piercing damage, Thiebeck, if that hit. And then it's your turn.
Thiebeck's gonna kind of put his body between Archon and the rat, and it's gonna take out his warhammer with 2 hands and hit this rat in front of him.
Okay. You connect, and with a solid crunch, the thing is smashed into the ground and twitches just a little bit before dying. What else, Thiebeck? You've moved 5 feet so far. You can keep going if you want.
I'm gonna go ahead and get in front of Archon, so try to get in front of him.
Okay, Brock, your turn.
It's disadvantage if I attack that close to the spell, right?
A ranged attack, yeah, it would be.
And the were-rat is behind cover.
Yeah, you can just barely see him, but he has a little cover from you, yeah.
I'll try firebolt on this rat right in front of me, even though it's disadvantage.
Go for it.
So just roll twice.
You click at your token and then click the firebolt button, and we take the lower of the 2 numbers. So we take the 7 there. So you rolled a 7 and a 25. So the 7 misses. What else, Brock?
That's it.
Okay, after Brock, the round's over. Archon, your turn.
Okay, I cast the bonfire on the creature.
All right, dex save for him. He got a 8. You got him in it. How much damage?
Then, as a bonus action, I use Healing Word on myself.
Okay. And then what's the damage on the bonfire? Click your token and click the bonfire button. And then you can click your token and click the healing word button. See how much you healed. 8 fire damage. Nice fire damage. The thing shrieks in pain. And you get 17 points back from your potion. Oh no, that's potion healing. You wanted to do the healing word. So click your token and click the healing word button. There you go. 17 points back. Same deal. Nice. Okay, after Archon, the rat's going, attacking Brock with a bite. Missing. Kelvin, your turn.
All right. Would I have a clear shot if I move over here?
On the rat?
On the rat.
No, not quite. They'll have cover from Brock.
How about here?
One more and you get no cover. There you go.
I'm gonna go in with a Elder's Blast. I think I got a 20.
24 to hit. Nice shot. Yeah, it's 13 points of damage, force, and necrotic, obliterating that rat. Oh, and also don't forget, I don't have it automatically built in, because in theory, maybe you get more than one attack, but your bottle to your Genie's Wrath is free to add to it.
Oh, yeah.
Every time you want to use that, you can only do it once on your turn, but right now you can't really attack more than once on your turn. As soon as you get 2 Eldritch Blasts, like as soon as you hit 5th
Yeah.
level, it only applies to one of the 2.
That's fine. I'm gonna move the hex with my bonus action though to this other one here.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's only on a subsequent turn after you drop someone that you can move the hex.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No problem. Okay, after Kelvin is the were-rat. All right, the thing steps out of the fire and fires his crossbow on Archon again. Archon, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, moves up to the fence line. You have cover though, Archon. So your armor class will be 2 higher. You get a 14 to hit, which will miss. Okay, so you move 2 to there, and then he's going to move through the fence. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 as he squeezes through the fence. 5, 6, and goes like trotting up the road. And he's done. Typeback, your turn. And you're muted if you're talking.
I'm sorry. I moved out sideways to see how far, just so I can just see him, see where he goes, and just stop right there.
All right, Brock, your turn.
Brock runs right up beside Thieback and whips a firebolt at that thing.
The 14 connects, 8 points of fire damage to him. It screams in agony. Archon, your turn. Light him on fire with a bonfire. He tries to dodge out of the way of it. Falls right into it and burns up. Nicely done, guys. Okay, so you pull him, or you quickly stop concentration on that bonfire and pull him out of it and gather his belongings. He's got a few coins in his purse. No identification of who he might be. He does have like some scars, quite a few strange scars on his body. He changes back into human form as soon as he dies, morphs away from that half man, half rat. The scars look like they came from knife fights, mostly. You guys get a hand crossbow and some other gear, so you got some treasure there. And then you'll get a long rest before you get to Baldur's Gate. Alright, I'm back. And I just put a big huge map of Baldur's Gate down there for you guys. Make it smaller.
Master, every day until we get to the town, I will switch charm person for good berries and feed the party with that. Then when we are about to reach the town, I'll pray for charm person again.
You got it. Okay, so the day after the fight that you guys have here, you arrive at Rivington, and you cross the Worms Crossing into Twin Songs and make your way around Duskhawk Hill, finally through Stony Eyes and into the city of Baldur's Gate itself. Let's see.
Keep an eye on my coin purse.
What did you say?
I keep an eye on my coin purse.
Yeah. Your view as you're entering Baldur's Gate. Let's see if I picture this here. It's loading. And loading. How big was that file? I tried to open it. It's a big one. All right. So this is the actual gate that you guys are going to be coming through into Baldur's Gate. As you make your way around the mountain, and the wide is over to the right over here. So you make your way into the town and head to the wide. The wide being here, at the center of which is the statue of Minsk and Boo, I think, if I remember correctly. But you're here looking for a stall that sells books. So,
With similar to the Dune, with a name
the
maybe.
name Dune, got it. Okay, so got the map of the wide here, or at least part of the wide. Down below you guys where you're at now. So you're going to come into it from this direction over here. And the wide is sprawled out in front of you guys all. The marketplace known as the Wide is located in the Upper City, home to the patriarchs, the wealthiest citizens of Baldur's Gate. Visitors to the district can find streets illuminated by magical lights, luxurious boutiques, and expensive restaurants. Veterans of the Watch patrol the Wide in pairs. The place is packed full of vendors eager to make sales and customers clamoring to get good deals. Not the easiest place to navigate, let alone find a specific stall in. So, let's see. I'll let you guys can all kind of each take a lead, starting with maybe Kelvin. Any particular stall catches your eye that might be what you're looking for?
Yeah, I don't know if I can see it from where I'm at, but I'd like to probably go to this direction over here.
Okay. You guys start heading down the center aisle street there. I'm just going to leave your weasel behind on the edge of the map here. Past some guards. To your left, you see an interesting stall. There's a couple of wizardly-looking gentlemen with all sorts of staves and potions and scrolls and such that's right over here. That catches Brock's attention immediately. So Brock,
I'd like to... Sorry, go ahead.
heading over that way, you guys see the Wizards of the Wide. So there's a tent bursting with dozens of arcane foci and spell scrolls, including scrolls of comprehend languages, detect magic, featherfall, find familiar, mage armor, magic missile, shield, and unseen servant for 25 gold each. The place is run by an entrepreneurial cadre of local wizards who insist that they are each addressed as a Wizard of the Wide, as they will not reveal their true names. Some other choice finds you make there, Brock and Kelvin, include fragments of the crystallized skull of the Fear the Cave Mage, the Fey Branch, a staff made from a tree in the Feywild, and red scale powder, a fire-repellent ground dragon scale. You guys had the gear that you took off of that were-rat that you can kind of hawk here also in the wide. So you effectively each have 20 more gold pieces than you started with if you wanted to purchase anything while you're here. That'll come out of your treasure at the end. So it's like an advance on the end treasure that you're going to find in the adventure. So 20 gold pieces each you have. Anyone want to buy anything here?
Is there anything special about the Fey branch other than it's from the Feywild?
No, not particularly. No magical properties that are known at this time.
What about the red scale powder? Is that something that is one use only, for example?
It's like a one-use thing, yeah. That may give you like advantage on a saving throw versus like a bonfire spell or something like that. Plus, of course, they have all the different scrolls too for sale.
Tyvek doesn't see any interest in this and starts heading far more south towards the different stalls.
You got it. Kelvin, you want to purchase anything here?
No, thank you. I think I'll follow Tyvek there.
Okay, Brock, anything?
Disappointed by the lack of books. I will continue on.
Okay, you come here to this point, and you look to the right, and you spy Coppers to Crowns, run by the Boren brothers, Ben Bilford and Blaine, all humans, who pride themselves on their honest reputation and the detailed provenance of their wares. They have a Coromir's skeleton key, said to set bones shaking on walking skeletons if struck and held on one to resonate. A silver heart pendant, an iris glass, and many more trinkets. Anything from the player's handbook, basically, you could find in their stall. So that's this area here. And to the left is a dwarf selling gems. That is Gems for All. The proprietor is Gimmeron Grimkithir. He's very charismatic for a dwarf.
Tyvek sees a dwarf and instantly goes up to him and yells "brother" as he greets him.
Brother, you look like you could use a fire agate. This dwarven gem, undressed, it is prized where we come from and brings good luck. 50 gold pieces and it's yours.
Of course, of course. However, I'm not saying I don't have much gold as a dwarf, but I am on a mission. Do you know where you could help me?
A mission? What are you looking for?
Well, we're here to look for some books. I know. Don't say anything
Books.
about a dwarf, but I need to go find some books.
Is it because of that gnome that you're with?
We won't get into that. I just
Okay.
need to find some books.
There is a stall. He points basically down this pathway here. Go all the way to the end of that path, almost before it comes out of the wide, and then make a turn to the right just at the end. And you'll find a stall, Amberdune's Books.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And for this, I'll give you 10 gold pieces. I hope you have a good time selling those gems.
Thank you. He pulls out a gem probably worth about 5 gold pieces and hands it off to you.
Thank you, brother. And then from this point, I guess we all just start walking off.
Okay. Anyone want to stop by any other stalls on your way to the Amberdune Books?
Was there any like clothing retailers that might have some nice wizarding robes?
Yeah, you can definitely find that. You can find basically anything for sale in the player's handbook in this area. You see a halfling over here selling baked goods. She's got all sorts of little pastries, Brampton buns, jam drops, bake cakes, etc. And then as you continue on down the street, to the left over here, you see a place selling hot drinks. Bleach bone white tea, long winter, monk's morning, and more. And then you can find basically anything else in the player's handbook in the wide.
I'd like to buy some rations.
Yeah, you can do that.
Probably about 5 more days worth of rations so we can get back.
You got it.
Archon says, you forgot, brother. The nature has blessed us.
That's
I
right.
give you berries every day and every night thanks to the stars.
Yeah. So those good berries
right.
that the druid was giving you are like a meal. Each berry is like a whole meal.
I did feel full with it. Thank you. Yeah. I'll keep doing that. Yeah, and I'll save my gold.
Gotcha. Okay, so you eventually guys make your way up to here where you can see Amberdune's Books. And the picture right there is what you see basically.
Oh, I'm all off the map.
Yeah, me
I'll
too.
move you back. I'll move you back. Don't worry. I must accidentally drug you guys all over there. Sorry. You were probably in the middle of moving your tokens at the time I moved you.
I
Okay.
was.
And there. Now you're all together at Amberdune's books. There are 3 individuals there working the place, and there are a number of individuals perusing the books. It's kind of in an out of the way the corner of the wide, but it has a few customers perusing the wares. The market stall is stocked with commonplace books at 25 gold each, as well as rare and expensive books at 250 gold each. There are 3 individuals there. One is standing out front and reading out loud from one of the books. And that is the gentleman that's holding that red book in his hand in the picture there.
Before we go in, I tap my companions and ask them to give me 1 minute before going in, and ask them to accompany me 1 moment.
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Let's go to some corner or something like here, maybe. I'm gonna meditate and cast detect magic as a ritual to have it on my mind.
Got it.
I was gonna do the same thing.
Just please watch my back.
Okay. You have your detect magic going as you walk into the stall. Okay. You are detecting transmutation magic on 2 of the books in the stall. One of them looks very familiar. Looks like Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions, but it's detecting as magical. And then another one, also familiar to you, the Dark Hunger, also detecting as magical. And then nothing else in the area detects as magical besides those 2.
Can I do an insight check on the bookkeeper?
Yeah, everyone make a wisdom insight check. This will apply basically from here forward on anyone you might run into. We got a 15, 17, 17, and Archon. Go ahead and roll yours. Nice. Okay. If they give any details, I'll let you guys know. Right now, they're just basically standing and talking to customers. That one guy who's outside is reading aloud from a book. What do you guys want to do?
What book is he reading?
He is reading. Hold on. It's reading from a book called Wanderings of a Humble Asimir. It's got kind of stories about the Outer Planes. So a few of the people are gathered around listening to that.
When I look at the books, except for the 2 that look magical, do they seem to have a pattern? For example, about demons, about planes, or there's a variety in the titles?
A variety. And they have numerous books of common value. Numerous books at 25 gold pieces each. The expensive books at 250 that are 2 of the magical ones. Then the one he's reading from, The Wanderings of a Humble Asimir. And then there is another book called Daughters of Gazette, which is about demons. So you got Outer Planes, demons. The Dark Hunger is about some sort of planetary evil. Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions is about magic and lycanthropes and the planes.
Brock wants to like reach up and like put his hand over top of the book and pull it down and say, "Hi."
Hi. That's a good book. Good choice there.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that. Do you have any books on the weave or
I
myth?
do. This one right here. Who are you talking to specifically? The guy reading, or the woman, or the other guy?
Whoever's the managing the shop.
Okay, the manager is a woman, tall, imposing, brown skin, sun-streaked brown hair, and piercing hazel eyes. Very authoritative air about her, kind of dour expression. She says that's a good choice. This is Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions. You will find much about the weave in this book.
Yeah, I
250
think I
gold.
read that one. I didn't like the ending.
That's strange. And with that little jab that you threw at her, you sense she's kind of taken off guard a little bit, and like she's kind of hiding something from you.
Tybeck rolls in and sees that she kind of looks stern and says, "So, you know anything about this book?"
I'm not sure I understand what your meaning is.
Well, I just want to know if you have any more information than the book can, tell us.
No, I don't know much about the weave, and I have to confess, I haven't read the whole book myself.
Where, how do you come by to this book?
We have quite a collection, actually. We traveled here from the south. We picked up lots of books on the way. This one itself, I don't recall exactly. We might have purchased it in some sort of a bookseller's shop on the way here.
Only the one copy?
Yeah.
Man, we have information otherwise. Tell us
Are we talking?
what are you
Are we-
hiding?
Are we talking about Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions?
You are, yeah.
Yep.
You have information otherwise. Maybe we should talk in private.
Yes, I definitely think we should.
Okay. Why don't you follow me, and I will take you back to my office, if that's okay.
Please lead the way.
All right. You guys watch the place. The two other gentlemen there nod to her, and the one to the south of her says, "Are you sure you want to go back without?" And she goes, "Yeah, it'll be fine. Don't worry." And so she leads you guys out of the way, or out of the wide, and through the north gate of Baldur's Gate. So here's the wide right here again, and she takes you basically over to this gate. Only the very rich live here, so there's very little chance that she actually lives here unless she is very, very rich. And she's taking you towards Blackgate, which would probably be more the place where she'd be more likely to live. Hey, Wesley's here. Looks like you're muted right now, Wesley. I didn't notice when you came in. Did you want to join for the rest of the adventure?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no problem.
It's like 8 p.m. for me.
Okay.
But I'm PST, so I forgot.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so let's see. Where's your token? Here he is. We're kind of nearing the end of the adventure, so your choice. It might spoil it for you if you wanted to run it from the very start. Do you want to join in or save it and be able to play it later from the start?
I'll just join in now.
You'll join in now? Okay. Okay. So Osron, your friend, meets you guys there at the gate. He says that he's been following behind you, just caught up with you. Let's do a quick intro for Osron. So Osron, go ahead and give a brief description of your character.
Hi, my character is a tiefling paladin named Osron, and he's been, going around trying to find new people to join his the God of Light, and he's just trying to find if he can like find any people, like maybe meet some new people, like gain some new experiences, so he can like sort of get a lay of the land and try to.
All right. So he joins up with you guys. I'm going to grab all your tokens here. You're following this woman. She introduces herself as Corvala, and she asks all your names in turn as you guys are walking towards Blackgate. And get a map over here for this. Okay, so Blackgate is the northern neighborhood of Blackgate, not far from the Wide. It's part of the outer city, a sprawl of settlements that stretch beyond the city's actual walls. The outer city is home to Baldur's Gate's poorer inhabitants who live in ramshackle huts and flimsy tents, a stark contrast to the opulence of the upper city where you guys came from. Merchants with wares too meager or too illicit to sell in the Wide make do with unregulated back alley markets here. The stench of stabled horses and other beasts of burden permeates the air. Corvala turns off of the main road and leads you down some back alleys. Basically, she'll go up this road and then down an alley here by a couple of gentlemen playing cards. She kind of glares at them. They kind of glare at her. You don't think she gave them any sort of a signal or anything. You think they probably just don't know each other very well, probably just acquaintances. And she leads you to this door up here. Move your tokens up there.
What? Oh, okay.
There you go. So then she leads you up to this building, and this building itself is kind of a dilapidated hovel with wooden walls, and it's located on a narrow street tucked away in a corner of the Blackgate district. She says, "Come on in, my office is in the back." So she opens the door there, and inside is over here. So she takes you into the first room there. There's mismatched chairs scattered around a homely common room. A couple of mugs and plates sit on a small circular table in the center of the space. A tattered and faded rug decorates the wooden floor. When she enters, an individual comes out of the door to the east, right here, and this individual is very disconcerting in their appearance. They look like a bipedal jackal, and they stop, kind of surprised look in their eyes. Corvala gives them a nod, and they go ducking back into the kitchen.
The both of them?
Just that jackal. She's standing
Okay.
here in the room still, as you
Okay.
guys are following in behind her.
Does he look like afraid, or how
The
was the look
jackal,
on?
wide-eyed,
Yes.
like got caught doing
Surprised?
something they shouldn't do,
Hmm.
and Corvala just shoos them away back into the room that they came from. She says, "Oh, I'm sorry, that's Marliza. You'll have to excuse them. They are a jackalware, actually."
No problem. No problem.
So, lady, please tell us more about the book, because you probably know it's not a normal book, is it?
Yeah, well, she leads you through that door there into this hallway where there's a woman sleeping on a bed. She puts her finger to her lips and tells you, shh, be quiet. She doesn't want to wake the woman that's in there. The place is more like a wide corridor than an actual room. It's got narrow cots in it. She walks down that hall, tiptoeing, and then opens the door back here and steps into her office and invites you all in. She goes in and gets behind the desk there and sits down and invites you all in. Her office is... it's got a large wooden desk taking up most of the room. Atop the desk is a quill and a bottle of ink sitting next to a leather-bound journal. A pair of decorative swords hangs on the wall behind the desk. There's a single bed tucked against the western wall. She sits down and she says, "Okay, you obviously know more than you could say in the market. Please, fill me in on what's on your mind."
Well, we know you've sold this book before, and at least one other to a couple people, maybe a 10-day ago.
Her voice is steady, and she seems to be talking kind of slowly, like she's carefully considering her words. She says, "I did. I am in dire straits. I'm trying to raise money to save an old friend, and as such, I may have cheated a few rich individuals out of about, 500 gold, I'd say. Sold a couple books that weren't really books, but instead were things called Gingwatsum. They're they're creatures that I can summon from the outer planes. I'm not sure exactly where. When I summon them, I can make them duplicate a specific object, and I did that to duplicate those books.
Yes, and one of them attacked us.
Well, that's unfortunate. I'm embarrassed that that happened. Where did it happen at?
Candlekeep.
Oh God.
2 times.
Oh damn. That's not good.
Not good. I almost died.
I don't think so. You look pretty strong with those weapons and gear you all have. I'm sure you could take one of these little things out pretty quick and easy.
I was on the ground dying, being
Whoa.
saved by my friends over
It
here.
must have got a lucky strike on you. I don't think anything else could take you down that easy. I've created 8 of them so far. 6 disguised as books and 2 more guarding my office. She looks back behind her at the swords hanging on the wall. So you kind of catch her grift that those are more of those Gingwatsum. And with as much as the first one nearly took you down, those other 2 could probably take you down pretty quick. She continues.
Is that a threat?
No, she doesn't say anything out loud.
Oh, okay.
She just looks at it, and you guys were thinking that. She turns and looks at you guys and says, I never intended for them to show up in Candlekeep. I'm willing to surrender to you the original versions of Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions, and the Dark Hunger, and the Fallen Teth-Yamar, if you could deliver them to Candlekeep with my apologies.
And some money for restitution.
I imagine we could summon some together. We're doing everything we can, though, to save up money. Our original teacher, Nadalia, she was killed by a group of adventurers. She pulls out a book from under her desk and lays it on the table. It's called The Daughters of Gazette, which was also in the marketplace. And she says she was a Lamaya, but not evil like you've heard before, but more seeking knowledge. Unfortunately, the adventurers thought she was evil and they killed her out of hand. We're trying to raise her. I understand that we owe you some money, but if you could find it in your heart to maybe help us gather some money to get her raised back from the dead, I'd greatly appreciate it.
How much does Raise the Dead cost?
Well, we think about 1,000 gold pieces. We've saved up 450 so far. So we got about 550 to go, I think, before we could get a priest to raise her back.
What do you guys think? Does she
So,
seem straightforward with
so,
what she's
Chat-
been
No.
saying?
Yeah.
so what do you want for us to do for you, ma'am?
Well, I mean, if there's anything you can come up with, there was a were-rat who lived in these parts. Their name was Mushika. They had a safe house here. Um, maybe he's got some treasure in there.
That could be arranged, but one thing I would like you to agree to is that we should destroy the rest of those creatures, if that's okay.
Hmm. I guess we could come up with a deal. If you could maybe share half of what you find in the were-rat's den, I'd be good with doing that.
Sounds good to me.
As
What
long as we
about you
destroy
guys?
them first.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I tell you what, the ones that are our guards, I'll keep on hand. The ones that are false books, I'll send away.
Or destroy?
Yeah, into the outer planes. I mean, I don't know that there's a way to destroy them necessarily. They just disappear. Did the
Can we?
one you guys fight stick around after you destroyed it? And you recall it did not. It just kind of like dispersed. You don't know where it
It
went.
disappeared.
Yeah.
It disappeared.
Well,
Can
I'll
we
do that
weaponize it?
to these books. If you can find the were-rat den and meet me back here, say tonight.
Is there a way we could take one of these books and like weaponize it in our favor and throw it at the were-rat?
Not likely, no.
Okay.
Pikachu, I choose you.
Right then, I think we have a deal. Let's destroy the books now, and we'll head to the where it's den.
Well, luckily you don't have too far to go. You remember those two guys playing cards just outside?
Yes.
They're
Sure.
the guards for the front door of the den.
All right, I guess we know where to go.
Yeah. The front door is like right behind the you remember seeing a door right behind the guy sitting there at the card table. So, when you're ready, you can head that way.
About the book destroying, when are we gonna do that?
At night when they bring the books back. They're all in the market right now.
All right, we'll go with them.
All right. I'll put your weasel out here. So, what do you guys want to do about these were-rat guards?
Are they like openly hostile to us right now?
No, they're sitting there playing cards. They eyed you as you went by, like they were sizing you up. But they're playing cards right now.
Thibeck goes up to them and he asks what kind of card game they're playing.
They're playing Hold'em, they say.
All right,
You
can
wanna
I join
join?
in?
Yeah, I guess so. You'll have to stand, though. I don't have any more chairs.
All right, that's fine by me. I'm already short as is.
Brock's gonna use his weasel. And,
Master, I wish to go back to the house and ask the lady if she can make a note so they know what are we gonna talk about, like destroying the books and such. Maybe they don't know about that.
Okay, so Thibeck, you're joining the game. Brock, what are you doing?
I wanna put Poppin on top of the roof and see if he can like read the cards.
Nice.
And then I want to use message to tell Thibeck what cards they have.
Got it. Okay. Kelvin, you're going back into the house to tell Corbala something. What do you want to tell her?
Was Arkan. Arkan tells the lady, ma'am, about our deal. can you make a note with your seal or your signature so the guards know our previous arrangement?
Sure. Those guards right here don't. It won't help with those guys at all. Those guys are guarding the were-rat's den.
All right. So then please make a note for them so we know, so they know, and something for the guys at the market, please.
Right, got it. Okay, then Osran. So you guys need to get into the were-rat den. What do you want to do, Osran?
Talk to the guards and see if I can, like, they'll let me through.
Okay. What do you say to him?
Hello. One of my friends is in the den, and he arranged for us to meet in there. If you would let me through, I would like to speak with him inside of there.
Okay, make a deception check. Charisma deception. So click your token, click your CH16 button. I'll make a charisma check for you. So that's a 9 on your deception. This guy stands up and says, I don't know you. I've never seen you. And while that's happening, Kelvin, what do you want to be doing?
I'd like. He's just stand up and he's bowing up against Osran.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay. The same time.
Hex and Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
So sorry.
We'll roll initiative real quick here. Because at the same time, Osran, you spy some rats kind of pouring out of the wall. First, there's just one you spot, then a couple more, then a couple more, and they're kind of like scurrying out of the were-rat den. And so now everyone roll initiative. So Kelvin, or Osran, click your token and then click the IN -1 button, and it'll roll initiative for you. So there you go, got it. Okay, the were-rat or the rat swarm. There we go. That's good. Okay, so the rats are kind of coming out. Siswan and Osran are standing up face to face with each other. Kelvin's starting to cast a spell over there in the dark corner. The rats are pouring in. Brock, you see all this happening. Your weasel warns you. What do you want to do, Brock?
Pop out from behind this building, get an eyeline on those rats. Just cast Firebolt.
All right. Fire away. 13 connects even with cover, doing 4 points of fire damage to the little things. See a few of them burn up and scurry away on fire.
Cool. And then I'll just move away a little bit. Call it a day.
Your turn, Osran. So Siswan, he pulls a mace, the guy standing in front of you. He grabs a mace when he sees the fire, and everyone then casts his spells from underneath his robes, and he's like he's just going to strike you with it, but you pull your weapon first. What do you want to do, Osran?
I would like to take out my great sword, try to hit him with non-lethal damage.
All right, click your token, and then click that greatsword button. 21 connects easily. 6 points of slashing damage to him, or 8 points. Staggers him a little bit, but he's not too badly wounded from that strike. Anything else, Osran?
I would like to cast Divine Favor on my greatsword.
All right. It is done. And that's concentration, so we'll put a little lightning bolt indicating you're concentrating. Okay, Archon, your turn.
I already came back with the scrolls, and I see these people attacking us, right?
Correct.
Okay, I tried to knock him down with non-lethal damage.
Go for it. Oh, he dodges the staff attack. Then the swarm of rats comes out. 2, and they swarm all around Osron. Biting and nipping at the paladin. His armor protecting him, though. And then the guy that pulled the mace out in front of Osron swings at him twice. He's so fast, and with advantage because he has pack tactics. So 18 Osron for 4 points of bludgeoning. So click your token, click the green circle with the 28, type -4 and hit enter, and then make a constitution saving throw for concentration. Click the token, click the C14 button. Okay, you got concentration maintained, and then second mace attack is a miss, your armor protecting you. Then the other guy, he is going to attack Thiebeck with his mace. 19 Thiebeck.
That hits.
3 points of bludgeoning damage. And then one more attack on Thiebeck. 18 for 6 points of bludgeoning damage. And then Kelvin, your spell finally goes off. Or your spells. Hex on who?
Yeah. I'm going to do it to this one right here.
All
I
right.
should have a clear shot. And I'll go ahead and hit.
8 misses him, unfortunately. After Kelvin, Thiebeck.
All right, Tybeck gets his warhammer with 2 hands and hits the guy that's hexed.
19 connects easily, 12 points of bludgeoning. Brock, your turn.
I'm assuming the rats are like obscured.
They're swarming all around Osron, so they probably have cover.
All right, I'll fire at the open guy beside Thiebeck there.
Okay. 24 hits him easily for 5 fire damage. Osron, your turn.
I would like to cast Hunter's Mark as well.
Okay.
On.
That's also concentration, so drop your divine favor if you want to do that.
Oh, it is? Then I don't want to do Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
I'm just going to try to hit this guy.
Okay, go for it. 9 is a miss. After Osron, Archon, your turn. Seven's a miss. The rats swarm around the paladin. 7's a miss. Siswan, your turn. Oh, that's me. He strikes at the paladin with his mace. 18 to Osron for 3 bludgeoning. Concentration check.
Master, I wanted to say on my turn, like, hey, we are under order of your master. Stop this fight.
She's not their master. That's what I was trying to tell you before.
Oh.
They are guards for the were-rats. She has nothing to do with the were-rats. That's why they were glowering at her as she walked by. Okay, Osron, you took 3 points damage, so your hit points should be down to 21, and a concentration check. DC 10. Okay, so your spell goes down. You can take the lightning bolt symbol off and lower your hit points down to 21. And then his second mace attack on you is also hit for another 8, taking your hit points down to 13. And then the other guy is going to attack Thiebeck with his mace. 18 for 8, dropping Thiebeck to the ground. And he steps this way and closes on Brock and swings his mace on Brock, missing the wizard. And then Kelvin, your turn. Eldritch Blast connects on that guy, doing 7 points damage total to him.
Okay.
Nice shot. And then Thiebeck, death saving throw. You can click your token and click the A12/H12 button. That'll roll a death save for you. 14, so that's one success. So we'll put this green circle with a 1 in it, showing 1 death save success. The end of that round's over. Brock, your turn.
All right, no more screwing around. Magic missile on the hexed one.
Nice, okay. 3 missiles streak past you, Archon. $11 points of force damage to the guy, kills him.
Okay, and yeah, I will move towards Osron.
Guy swings his mace at you, missing as you move away. Osron, your turn.
I'll move up towards the guy that was previously near Brock.
The rats attack you as you leave, hitting for 4 piercing.
And then I want to attack him with my greatsword.
Go for it. That connects. 7 points of slashing to him.
Then I'll Divine Smite.
Ooh, 14 points of radiant. Nice smite. After Osron, Archon.
I use Healing Word on the dwarf.
Okay. Six hit points back, Thiebeck.
And I move there, provoking an attack.
No attack taken.
Okay. Then I try to hit this guy with non-lethal damage.
You crack him over the head with the staff for 2 bludgeoning. And then the rats go.
Guys, leave one alive, please.
The rats scurry all over the gnome. 13, Brock. That's going to hit you unless you do a shield spell.
Yeah, I'll reaction shield that.
Shield blocking the rats. See, like rats climbing all over this invisible force field in front of Brock. Pell's turn. That's the guy up here fighting Osron and Archon. He's going to disengage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and gets next to the rats and kind of puts his back to the building there, forgetting that Kelvin's right behind him. He's done. Kelvin, your turn.
Can I hit him from here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move my hex over to him.
Oh no. The hair stands up on the back of his neck. 14 connects, but only 2 damage. Wow.
Ouch.
Okay. The building protected him from most of the damage. And then Thiebeck, your turn.
All right, and now that I'm back, I go ahead and stand up. And I'm going to go over to the guy at the wall and then try to swing at him.
You crush him to the ground, killing him or non-lethal?
Killing.
And down he goes. Anything else, Thiebeck?
And I'm going to act. No, I'm just going to stay still.
Okay, the end of that round, the door to the were-rat den opens, and a hideous hybrid of a human and a giant rat emerges. This is not the same one that you guys killed on the road, but it might be their partner. Armed nearly the same with a hand crossbow and a short sword. And let me roll their initiative. Here we go. I'm going to go here in the order. Brock, you go next.
Swing my staff at these Damn rats.
4 misses him. What else, Brock?
I will try and run away.
Okay. Rats try and bite you as you leave, missing you. And then Osron, your turn.
I'm going to cast my lay on hands on myself for 5 hit points.
You can do all your lay on hands up to 15 if you want to do more than 5. You're not limited to just 5.
I know, I'm just gonna save it just in case somebody gets downed.
Okay. All right. Lay on hands, the move there. Then Archon, your turn.
Are the rats around wood, or I could cast a bonfire there with no problem?
You could do bonfire there safely. So here's
All
the
right.
dex save for the rats. 20, they scurry away from the bonfire. What else, Archon?
That's it for now.
All right. Then the were-rat comes, steps forward towards Thiebeck. Multi-attacking with 1 bite. Okay, so it stabs at you with a short sword, Thiebeck. Hitting for 3 points of piercing damage. And then bites you. Looks like hitting for 4 points of piercing damage. All right. You need to make it. Now, don't roll this yet. You're going to have to make an 11 con save, and if you fail, it's going to cost you a lot of gold. You have inspiration still. You have to announce it before you roll. That'll give you advantage if you want to use it.
All right, am I doing that now? Or
Yeah, you have to save now.
all right. And what kind of roll was it?
It's a con save.
Nah, I won't need the inspiration. I'm just gonna do it.
Okay.
On save, don't fail me now.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered. Either way, you would have failed. Okay, so you may have lycanthropy. The rat's done. That rat's done. Then the rat swarm closes on the paladin again and bites at the paladin. And hit this time for 7 damage, Osron. And then Kelvin, your turn.
Kelvin moves hex on him,
On the were-rat. Okay.
and I'm gonna go ahead with that. I'm gonna go ahead and use my inspiration on this.
Advantage on the attack. Go for it. Oh, a crit. Oh, but super low rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5, 6 damage to him. Okay.
I like to go ahead and move right here.
All right. And go ahead and take off that leaf icon. And then
Oh.
Thiebeck. That's save, Thiebeck. That's 1 failure. So put a red circle. I'll do it for you. Red with a 1. There you go. Thiebeck's failed one of his 3 death saves. Round is over. Brock, your turn.
Move a little bit, and then I'm out of spell slots, so just a firebolt at the were-rat.
Firebolt the were-rat. Got it. $16 connects for 9 fire damage. Then Osron, your turn.
I want to try and hit the rats. Oh, it's a roll.
An 8's a miss, Osron. Archon, your turn.
One question: can I feed one berry as an action?
Yes.
Okay, I'll feed one berry to this guy.
Okay, Thiebeck, you got 1 hit point now. All done, Archon?
I say, Guys, if there's somebody we can leave somebody for interrogation, please. And that's my action.
That's your action. Okay. The rat charges forward. Thiebeck, you come just to consciousness, and Archon, you too, as the rat provokes from the two of you. You want to take the swing? Archon, you missed. Thiebeck, you want to take the swing or no?
Oh, no, sorry.
No? Okay. It gets to there, and it's going to attack Kelvin with its short sword. 19 Kelvin for 5. And then it's going to try and bite you, Kelvin. Oh, gosh. Crit for 8 more. So, Kelvin, that drops you to 0. And you have a con save DC 11 or lycanthropy.
Which one is it?
Click your token and you look for the C16 button. Oh no, 2 of you got it now. Where rat's done. Rat swarm going, attacking Osron with their bites. 11's a miss, and then Kelvin, your turn. Death save, Kelvin. Click your token and click that A13 button, the second button from the left. That's 1 success. So you're sitting there at 1 death save success. And then Thiebeck, you're conscious again. What do you want to do?
I'm going to go ahead and stand up again. And then I'm going to go ahead and kind of walk over to this alleyway and use all of my lying hands on me.
Okay, got it. After Thiebeck rounds over, Brock, your turn.
Firebolt the were-rat.
15 connects. 3 fire damage to it. Screeches, takes it below half its hit points. Anything else, Brock?
No, that's
Your turn,
all I can
Osron.
do.
I'm going to disengage. Wait, so after I disengage, can I like re-engage?
Disengage is an action.
Like when my turn comes up again, or do I just like exit out of combat forever?
Oh no, you're still there. You can always attack later. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna disengage and go up to Ron.
All right. After Osron, Archon.
I'll cast a bonfire on top of the weaver rat.
All right. Tries to dodge it. It fails. How much damage? 4 fire. All right. Then the were-rat's turn. It has one guy dead or dying. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually 6. Yeah, 7, 8. And then around the corner of that building, and you guys lose sight of it. You're not sure where it went after that. It's done. Then the rat swarm is going to come after Archon now. Biting at Archon. 10's a miss. And then Kelvin. Death save, Kelvin. That's another success. So you're up to 2 successes. And then Thiebeck, your turn.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and walk closer to the rats and see if I can take a swing at them.
Got it. Oh, 9's miss. Brock, your turn.
Let's firebolt these rats.
Ooh, nice shot. 21's a hit for 7 fire to him. Then Osron, your turn.
I'd like to cast Hellish Rebuke on the rats.
They have to hit you first, I'm pretty sure. Or damage you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess I'm just gonna throw a javelin at them.
Okay. 10 is a miss. Archon, your turn.
If I cast the bonfire on this square, will
They're
is
actually in your square, Archon.
oh, I see. All right, then I'll try to hit them.
9's a miss. The were-rat's gone. The rats are attacking Archon. 12 is a miss on Archon. And then Kelvin, death save. 18, you are stable. Kelvin stabilizes all by himself. Thiebeck,
Cool.
your turn.
All right, again, I'm going to take a swing at the rats.
10's a miss. Brock, your turn.
Oh, let's firebolt these rats.
22 for 10 fire. Man, you're just laying waste to them. Just a few of them left. Osron, your turn.
I want to move up to the rats, and I want to attack with my greatsword.
A 14 is a hit. Are you happy with 5 damage, or are you going to smite?
I am going to smite it.
All right. One glowing arc of your greatsword kills the remaining rats, and the fight is over. The were-rats fled into the streets. That leaves you a chance to get into its lair and find the treasures it has there. Between it and its mate, it had quite a few baubles and gems and coins and such, which you're going to have to spend a goodly number of them removing curse on Kelvin and on Thiebeck, since they're both lycanthropes now, or will be soon. You share some of it with the Amberdune clan. They give you the books, of course, to take back to Candlekeep, and then you're able to return to Candlekeep. Victorious with the books in hand, the real books this time. In return, they will share with you, or they give you, a Helm of Comprehend Languages. Should be a link there to D&D Beyond if you want to see what it does exactly. I also have this shorthand version of it. Basically, it lets you cast Comprehend Languages at will. It is an uncommon magic item. It's a helm with lenses that go over your eyes. Cast Comprehend Languages at will. And since this is an Adventure League adventure, you guys each can take that if you like. And then
Each of us?
yeah, each of you, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
You all can gain a level if you want. Optimum level for the next Candlekeep adventure is 3rd level. Gold.
Ouch.
Okay, so gold's not going to be 80 each, because you have to get 2 remove curse spells. Let me see what those are. What those cost. I think it's 90 gold.
Oof.
Yeah, so 2 at 90 gold, that's 180 gold. Let's see, you each get 80 times 5 minus 180 for the 2 remove curses, divided by 5 of you. It's 44. So you each are going to get 44 gold pieces. And now you've already got 20, some of you, remember from before? That's included in this 44. So if you already noted 20, you'd get 24 more. Let's see here. That's the gold.
How do we add this to our characters, or do you add them for us, or how does it work?
So this adventure was an Adventure League adventure, which means you could play these characters in any other Adventure League adventure that anyone else runs. You just keep a log, basically. Like you keep a note on the notes section of D&D Beyond, or you can keep it actually a separate sheet of paper that says, you know, I played this adventure, DDHC-CM-MMD, Candlekeep Mysteries, Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions. I gained a level or not, your choice. I got 44 gold. I got access to a helm of comprehend languages, which you can, you know, carry until you find a different magic item. Then you can just drop the helm and replace it with a different magic item. And yeah, that's all you'd have to note. And then you could take this character at second level into any other Adventure League adventure with any other DM running it.
All right.
That's how that
Cool.
works. So thank you guys for playing it. This is by Allison Huang, and you don't need to write down my DCI number, but if you are playing Adventure League Adventures, you should write down my name as the DM that ran it for you, in case anyone has any questions. And
Is it okay? I didn't send you a log, but could I do it now, like an email,
yeah,
and
totally.
get it filled out?
Totally.
Okay, cool. I just have to I have to look up my DCI number.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks again for playing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I'll be running more adventures in the future, so just keep an eye out, and I'll post them on my Twitter channel or also on my Discord channel too.